one of the most common questions we get which is, well, what is this the same as the GDPR? How is the GDPR different, et cetera? So we wanted, and it is very blurry because this is just a screenshot, and I wanted you to be able to see the various elements of the page. But what we have here is a crosswalk where you can see the PIPA section on one side of the table and the GDPR section on the other side of the table. If you were to scroll further down, there is even an English-to-English translation where we have some of the GDPR terminology and how that aligns with some of the PIPA terminology to help organizations see what those differences are. At a very high level, what the differences are is that PIPA is a risk-based law. It's only 30 pages long, so that tells you something right there. Instead of getting into the very prescriptive details about what an organization has to do, it simply says the organization must assess the risk and implement controls that are appropriate to that risk. And again, that does push things down to my office to a certain extent because we have to start to define, well, what is reasonable, what is proportionate, things like that. So our goal throughout this process, again, going back to the balancing innovation, our goal is to be illustrative, but not exhaustive in our guidance. So we're trying to give examples of tasks or examples of practices that would demonstrate compliance with different principles. But I think it's really important to leave that element of wiggle room to say, you organization could go think up a better practice, but if you do so, you'll need to be able to show your work and to say, okay, here's why we think this effectively remediates the risk. And we've also created mechanisms where we can engage with organizations it's like a sandbox style to help them, determine when something is new and innovative, whether it is compliant. But again, to me, that's all about finding that balance between how can we respect rights while also, giving the organizations room to do their work. And I think it's also useful to say that, we shouldn't expect any one party to know everything about this. The example I will use is I don't think that we should be my office should be coming down the mountain with stone tablets and saying, here, just do this and you'll be fine. Because, what we really need is, as a community, we need all the stakeholders working together to determine what should be on our stone tablets.